everybody, what is going on? My name is Sam, or the PyroNinja, and today we are playing everything. Now, I got this in a Humble Bundle, so I don't know much about like what actually is gonna happen. So let's just get started. This game belongs to Sam. We'll say it belongs to PyroNinja. Okay. So yeah, I know nothing about this game. Are we just like a... Okay then. Press X to think. Am I controlling this? Hopefully. What? Where do I come from? Okay. Why do I need to be here? An elephant? Oh. Oh. Huh. Ah. So that's how it is. So these are just, I guess this is just how things work. What the fuck? Okay then. So I guess just everything moves by this rolling, I guess, is what you would call the movement. Also, why are there... Oh. Hello there, Mr. Goat. And... camels. Oh, what's that? Let's check that out. Okay. Hi, PyroNinja. You found me, finally. We've been waiting for such a long time. Notice my thought icon? My thought had a blank icon. Look out for this. Look for others with this. We're here to show you what you're able to do in everything and help you navigate everything. Good luck. The movement's a bit janky. Gee, who would have thunk? A game where you're... Hey, that guy's moving normally. Well, wait, he's an armadillo. Shouldn't he be, like, rolling by default? Oh, there's something. That feels a bit better. Well, hello there. Everything sings. Singing is how all things communicate. Singing helps things find or avoid one another. It deepens bonds between some things and separates others. This is how things announce their existence. So sing all day long. I want to hear what you sound like, and so does everyone else. If other things hear you, they might sing back. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. Okay, so oh wait, there's another thing we can talk to. You okay there, buddy? Probably not, but okay then. Okay. Look closely and you'll find what you're after. Oh, left shift speeds you up. Fair. Looks like we need to get higher, like we need to get taller or some shit to be able to access that. Oh. Well, it appears I have a spouse now. Oh, okay then. Oh, he has a thought. Okay, I'm ready to give up thinking. Watch me do it. Here goes. It's hard. Okay then. Let's see. Oh, there's something. Oh no, the camel. Howdy, Mr. Camel. Hey, how far back do you think elephants go? You might not always feel it, but you took trillions of generations of elephants getting mixed up all the way back to forever. It's incredible you made it through and finally arrived here. The other elephants around here are reflections of you from back then, each with their own dreams and their own lives to live. As you meet other elephants, you'll sometimes feel inseparable from them, and find where you really start and end is up to you. Oh, we're getting a herd of elephants. Ah, yes. Me and the boys rolling around. They see me rolling. They hating. Patrolling. They're trying to catch me riding dirty. 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 Boom. Look at this group. We are powerful. We are many. I just hear the wind and focus on that. There's nothing else to keep me occupied around these parts. So now that we have an army... Ooh, another camel. There you are. Over time, you will find that There's no right or wrong path to take here. As you explore, you might feel that parts of you need to go in their own direction, because you can't control everything at once. At least not yet. Try letting go of a few things. Okay, so we got a party of 5 now. Oh, that cube on the top shows how much is in our crew. Oh, we got an army going now. Oh, there's one. I'm okay with this, if this really is all there is. Fine by me. Okay then. This game seemed pretty short, so hopefully we could beat it in one stream. Oh, another thought bubble. Ah, yes, grass. Another spring, another sunny afternoon. I'm going for a nap. Okay, good for you. Is that like a hand or a plant or a tree? Oh no, that's just a giraffe. Fair, fair. I mean, it's interesting because you can see things flying around. So, like, does that mean that... Allow me to play the song of my people. Oh, you're a little short one, aren't you? Oh, we got something. We got one. Hear our war cry. Hey, what do you make of all that small things around here? All the plants and little creatures, are they here for you, or are you here for them? It's hard to imagine that everything could be here for each other, because you can only see things from an elephant's perspective, just as I can see from a Bismarck Palmer's perspective. But if you want to, you can always see things from a little thing's point of view. Try it. What does it mean by descend? Can descend? Oh, we need to find something else we can descend into. Like that. And then we can see smaller things like this. Oh. So we are desert grass. What? What are we? A periwinkle shell. Interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's not that the food is bad here. It's just that you have to be really hungry to want to eat it. Hi, friend. It looks like you've seen things from a little thing's point of view. You might be wondering, what's it like to see things from the other way around? To see things bigger, that point of view. Out of all the points of view you find, which one's the right one? Huh. Explanation points, that doesn't seem good. Sandstone pebbles can live forever until they die. Fair. Huh. Oh. Look at the wild barley. I suppose that shouldn't be surprising. There's something about you, though, that I can't quite put my finger on it. Let's see. Wait. So we're bigger now. Oh. Oh. Yes. We are the wandering forest. Hear our rustle. Look at this. Look at the massive forest we have become. What are we? Added under tree. So, do we have a... Just... There's an autoplay? Okay, then. Ooh, what's that? What's... What there is...
I find it a little difficult to say what the
Oh.
subject matter of this seminar is going to be, because it's too fundamental to give it a title. I'm going to talk about what there is. Now, the first thing, though, that we have to do is to get our perspectives with some background about the basic ideas which influence our everyday common sense.
This will all make sense. Don't give up. Keep looking and you'll find it.
Fundamental notions about what life is about. Ideas of the world which are built into the very nature of the language we use, and of our ideas of logic and of what makes sense altogether. And these basic ideas I call myth, not using the word myth to mean simply something untrue, but to use the word myth in a more powerful sense. A myth is an image, in terms of which we try to make sense of the world.
Oh, what's that? An armadillo? We are. The first thing that we have that doesn't roll. Well, technically the plants don't roll. Ooh, we're a scorpion. Oh. We are, huh. We are a pollen. Sand grain. What's this? Dust? Okay, let's jump back to that guy. Okay. And let's ascend. Oh. Interesting. What is that? Oh, is that a tick? I think that's a tick or something. A soil mite. Oh. Oh, we're just an atom. Wait, what? Oh. Are we quarks? Hmm. Oh, we have a different crystalline structure now. What are we? Okay, then. So I think we're gonna just try and discover all the 3D crystals. Shouldn't be that hard. And as somebody who's taking materials right now. Oh. Let's go here. The world that peoples. A world that people.
You, as a human being, you grow out of this physical universe in just exactly the same way that an apple grows off an apple tree. So let's say the tree which grows apples is a tree which apples, using apple as a verb. And a world in which human beings arrive is a world that peoples. And so the existence of people is symptomatic of the kind of universe we live in. Just as hair on a head is symptomatic of what's going on in the organism. But we have been brought up not to feel that we belong in the world. So our popular speech reflects it. We say, I came into this world. You didn't. You came out of it. We say, face facts. We talk about encounters with reality. As if it was a head-on meeting of completely alien agencies. And the average person has the sensation that he is a somewhat that exists inside a bag of skin, the center of consciousness, which looks out at this thing and what the hell's it going to do to me? I recognize you. You kind of look like me, and I've seen myself in a mirror, and you look like you might be people. So maybe you're intelligent. Maybe you can love too. And perhaps you're all right. Some of you are anyway. You've got the right color of skin, or you have the right religion, or whatever it is, you're okay. But there are all those people over in Asia, Africa, and they may not really be people. When you want to destroy someone, you always define them as unpeople.
I have to say, that speech is really weird and like very interesting. Because that is something like just like a lot of dehumanizing when you don't agree with someone. Like, it's something that it feels like just about everyone does. And then we ascend and we're back at the microscopic. Oh, we're a one-dimensional category now. Is this a zero-dimensional being? We are a particle. Particle man, does whatever a particle can. Is he a speck or is he a point? Particle man. I was listening to that song recently. Classic. Okay, we're gonna ascend. Oh. or hydrogen. Let's see. What's this? Oxyrite. Okay then. Dirt particle. Fair. Oh, a ring. A wedding band. Wait. Wait a second. We're no longer in the savannah. We're in the city. Oh no. Let's become you. Yeah, that works. You're what I want to talk to. Life mostly involves going out and entangling ourselves with others. But I want to show you another way of getting mixed up. Oh, that's just shit. A very beautiful thing you can do, and that's dancing. To dance is to move in a pattern and not towards anywhere in particular. To make yourself the destination and to enjoy never quitting, quite arriving. Dancing always takes two, but the more the merrier. Everything dances a little differently, so try to do it with different things. Actually, I want to try something. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm switching over to. Oh. We is gun. Oh. Oh, here's how we can read everything. Okay. Oh. Oh. Yes. The dance of the building. Oh, so we're fucking. Huh. Well, how about that? You know, people probably expected a different type of dance to occur. Besides, you know, fucking buildings dancing. But, we take that. Uh... There we go. There's the good dance. God, this is stupid. I love it. Oh. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Oh, it's a... I get it. Let's see. So that's space. Okay, we're something a little bit better in size. The issue is I don't know how to think anymore. I've been looking at these same streets for hours now. Not sure if I know what I'm here. We are a factory smokestack now. Fantastic. Is this some kind of game? What are the rules? Oh, here's something. I mean, it's another idea altogether.
We have this hostility to the external world because of the superstition, the myth, the absolutely unfounded theory that you yourself exist only inside your skin. Now, I want to propose another idea altogether. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. Now you're a complicated human being. But so we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge of that explosion, way out in space and way out in time. And then we cut ourselves off and don't feel that we're still the Big Bang. But you are. Depends how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a Big Bang in the beginning, you're not something that is a result of the Big Bang. You're not something that is a sort of puppet on the end of the process. You are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe coming on as whoever you are. See, when I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too. But we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it.
I don't even know what to say about this. I keep telling myself that it's all perfectly normal, but I'm not sure. The afternoon seems to know what the morning never suspected. Okay, I think I need to hold down and then hit A. Thoughts are the friction between things and other things. Thoughts would never exist if everything thought it was the same thing. As you go through listening to things, their thoughts will make impressions on your mind. When you go out and experience life, you will have your own thoughts, and they will reflect the things you've listened to and absorbed. Give thinking a go, just try not to take it too seriously. I have a theory about how the universe was created, but if I tell anyone, it won't come true. Everything a stratus cloud, and all clouds are created for some duty. So why were you created for, a landform? When the eyes lit up, think by pressing A. When the eye is lit up, think by pressing A. You are a green planet. If I can think, then I must be real. Yet what is real about my thoughts? Feelings are all I have. They are also nothing. Just patterns on patterns on patterns. You know, I didn't really have the intention of getting, fucking... What's the term? Existential today. But I mean, hey, here we are. Yes. We are everything. Let's see, what else can we can connect to the sun. Let's see. Trying to get close enough to the Earth. Let's see about this guy. No such thing as things.
What I would call a kind of a basic problem we've got to go through first is to understand that there are no such things as things. That is to say, separate things. That is only a way of talking. If you can understand this, you're going to have no further problems. I once asked a group of high school children, what do you mean by a thing? And first of all, they gave me all sorts of synonyms. They said it's an object, which is simply another word for a thing. It doesn't tell you anything about what you mean by a thing. Finally, a very smart girl who was in the group said a thing is a noun. And she was quite right. A noun isn't a part of nature, it's a part of speech. There are no nouns in the physical world. There are no separate things in the physical world either. See, the physical world is wiggly. The clouds, mountains, trees, people are all wiggly. And only when human beings get working at things, they build buildings in straight lines and try and make out that the world isn't really wiggly. But here are we sitting in this room all built on straight lines, but each one of us is as wiggly as all get out.
I can't stand show-offs. When they start dancing near me, I move the hell away. Okay. So what we're gonna do... start getting a dance going. Yeah, I still don't really know what's going on. Because it seems like what we're doing is just kind of changing ourselves. It might sound strange, but I think I used to be a palm lily once. I think I look like a birch and all. I know I look like a birch and all, and I am. But I have a feeling I wasn't always. There's something in me that's the same as you. You are the spookiest rock I've ever seen. Get out of here with those spooky vibes. A pom-pom pine. Do you think there is such thing as a bad thought? What if that thought itself was a bad thought. Or the thought about that. Ooh, we're a mammoth now. Penguins! Oh really, I can't become the penguins. I can only become the grass. Oh, penguin. The army of penguins. We are here to conquer the world. Look at all the penguins. Look how beautiful they flock. I don't even have jokes for this. This is just kind of like something to experience. You just kind of walk around and experience. I ate too much snow and now I have a splitting headache. Getting hold of the wiggly world.
Now then, when you want to get control of something that wiggles, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? You try and pick up a fish in your hands, and the fish is wiggly and it slips out. What do you do to get hold of the fish? You use a net. And so the net is the basic thing we have for getting hold of the wiggly world. A net is something regular. And I can number the holes in a net. So many holes up, so many holes across. And if I can number these holes, I can count exactly where each wiggle is in terms of a hole in that net. But in order to do that, I've got to break up the wiggle into bits. And I've got to call this a specific bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle, and this the next bit, and this the next bit of the wiggle. And so these bits are things which I mark out in order to talk about the wiggle, in order to measure it, and therefore in order to control it. But in nature, in fact, in the physical world, the wiggle isn't bitted. So the world doesn't come thinged. You and I are all as much continuous with the physical universe as a wave is continuous with the ocean. The ocean waves, and the universe peoples. And as the wave, I wave at you and say, you! The world is waving at me with you. And saying, hi, I'm here. But the way we feel and sense our existence, being based on a myth that we are made, that we are parts, that we are things, our consciousness has been influenced so that each one of us does not feel that. We have been hypnotized, literally hypnotized, by social convention into feeling and sensing that we exist only inside our skins. That we are not the original bang, but just something out on the end of it. And therefore we are scared stiff. Because my wave is going to disappear. And I'm going to die. And that would be awful.
Hey, look, I'm a snowflake. Snow crystal. Long before snow crystals were around, far back through time, all water was the same thing. And sometimes that spread into every water everywhere. And something all water still share here and now. You may find you aren't just snow crystals, but everything water. An experience of this great pattern is known as waters. Everything secretly knows this, and you know it too. Hmm. Interesting. Ugh. Where did I come from? I have no idea. A bunch of other sharp pebbles threw me into the back of the van and left me here. Fair. A better theory worth betting on.
You are a fluke. You are a separate event. And you run from the maternity ward to the crematorium, and that's it, baby. Now, why does anybody think that way? There's no reason to, because it isn't even scientific. It's just a myth. And it's invented by people who wanted to feel a certain way. They want to play a certain game. Camus said there is only really one serious philosophical question, which is whether or not to commit suicide. Should you or not commit suicide? This is a good question. Why go on? And you only go on if the game is worth the candle. Now, the universe has been going on for an incredible long time. And so, really, a satisfactory theory of the universe has to be one that's worth betting on. That's it seems to me, absolutely elementary common sense. If you make a theory of the universe which isn't worth betting on, why bother? Just commit suicide. But if you want to go on playing the game, you've got to have an optimal theory for playing the game.
Interesting. My entire life divides nearly into 4 sections, wandering around aimlessly, distracting myself gossiping about other cedars, and the remaining 90% doing nothing.
If there is any such thing at all as intelligence and love and beauty, well, you found it in other people. In other words, it exists in us as human beings. And as I said, if it is there in us, it is symptomatic of the scheme of things. We are as symptomatic of the scheme of things as the apples are symptomatic of the apple tree or the rose of the rose bush. The earth is not a big rock infested with living organisms, any more than your skeleton is bones infested with cells. The earth is geological, yes, but this geological entity grows people. And our existence on the earth is a symptom of the solar system and its balances, as much as the solar system in turn is a symptom of our galaxy. And our galaxy in its turn is a symptom of the whole company of galaxies. Goodness only knows what that's in.
You are experiencing all of the universe's things, each thing also experiencing you. Things leave their mark on you as you leave your mark on things. And somewhere inside you is an impression of everything you've ever been, a great memory of everything you can revisit at any time, and feel what it is like to be them again. You're always free to transform yourself into anything. Hmm.
When, as a scientist, you describe the behavior of a living organism, you try to say what a person does. It's the only way in which you can describe what a person is. Describe what they do. Then you find out that in making this description, you cannot confine yourself to what happens inside the skin. In other words, you can't talk about a person walking unless you start describing the floor. Because when I walk, I don't just dangle my legs in empty space. I move in relationship to a room. And so in order to describe what I'm doing when I'm walking, I have to describe the room. I have to describe the territory. So in describing my talking at the moment, I can't describe this just as a thing in itself, because I'm talking to you. And so what I'm doing at the moment is not completely described unless your being here is described also. So if that is necessary, if in other words, in order to describe my behavior, I have to describe your behavior and the behavior of the environment, it means that we've really got one system of behavior. That what I am involves what you are. I don't know who I am unless I know who you are. And you don't know who you are unless you know who I am. In other words, we're not separate. We define each other. We're all backs and fronts to each other. We and our environment, and all of us and each other, are interdependent systems. We know who we are in terms of other people. We all lock together. And this is, again and again, the serious scientific description of how things happen. And any good scientist knows that what you call the external world is as much you as your own body.
Hmm. Like, I'm sorry if this is a bit of a boring stream, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's anything I can actually say. Like, this game is just existential. So it's not like I can joke and I just... Oh, look how zany it is. We're everything. Like, it's one of those things... I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously. God knows it wouldn't be the first time. Ew, sea urchins. I only ever dream about being myself and other clams. I wish I were bigger, something better if I was just a little taller. Now, I don't know if, like, we're supposed to get 100% of everything. Ooh, turtles. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, that is really cute. What is this? Because it acts like we are giant. Hmm. Well, I guess we have a lobster for scale. Ooh, shrimp. Or krill. Oh, we got some more audio. Oh, we're a fish scale.
Your skin doesn't separate you from the world. It's a bridge through which the external world flows into you, and you flow into it. Just, for example, as a whirlpool in water, you could say because you have a skin, you have a definite shape, you have a definite form. The whirlpool is a definite form, but no water stays put in it. The whirlpool is something the stream is doing. And exactly the same way, the whole universe is doing each one of us. And I see you today, and I recognize you tomorrow, just as I would recognize a whirlpool in a stream. I'd say, oh yes, I've seen that whirlpool before. It's just near so-and-so's house on the edge of the river, and it's always there. So in the same way, when I meet you tomorrow, I recognize you. You're the same whirlpool you were yesterday. But you're moving. The whole world is moving through you. All the cosmic rays, all the food you're eating, the stream of steaks and milk and eggs and everything is just flowing right through you. When you're wiggling the same way, the world is wiggling, the stream is wiggling you. But the problem is, you see, we haven't been taught to feel that way. The myths underlying our culture and underlying our common sense have not taught us to feel identical with the universe, but only parts of it, only in it, only confronting it, aliens. And we are, I think, quite urgently in need of coming to feel that we are the eternal universe, each one of us. Otherwise, we're going to go out of our heads. We're going to commit suicide, collectively, courtesy of H-bombs. And, all right, supposing we do, well, that will be that, and it'll be life making experiments on other galaxies. Maybe they'll find a better game.
Oh, there's another thing we can look at. Hi, PyroNinja. I was wondering where you'd go to, but now you've been able to see a lot here, but not everything. Where you first arrived here, there was a golden object in front of you. Do you remember it? It might feel distant now, but it's still there. This is a gate made by those things who weren't able to see how you see. Many things entered it, but weren't able to come back out, so he kept it locked. I'm going to open it for you, but it's up to you if you want to enter it. Good luck and take care. Hmm. Hmm.
I wonder if it's ever struck you how curious a thing it is that most of the things that we experience, we regard as things that happen to us, which we ourselves do not originate, which are events expressing some sort of power or activity that is external to ourselves. And if you consider that, you realize that what you mean by yourself is rather narrowly circumscribed. Even events that go on in our own bodies are put in the category of things that happen to us in the same way as things that go on in the world outside our skins. If there's a thunderstorm or an earthquake, well, it happens to you. You're not responsible for it. But so in the same way, when you have hiccups, you didn't plan on it. If you have belly rumbles, you had no intention of doing it. And as to the catastrophic act of getting born, well, you had nothing to do with that. And you can spend all your life blaming your parents for putting you in the situation in which you find yourself. And this way of looking at the world in this sort of passive mood as something that happens to you goes right down to our general feeling about life. It goes down to the way in which we have been accustomed to look at human existence as a precarious event in a cosmos that, on the whole, is depicted as being completely unsympathetic and alien to our existence.
Okay. I think we need to go to the planet, which was... You know what, we're gonna... Okay. Ooh, we're silicon. Nice. Ooh. There's a lot in here that we don't know. This is stupid. I'm just a blob of... Okay. Are we a tooth? Well then. It does appear we are at the original world, so that's good.
If you're reared with a 20th century, or shall we say an early 20th century common sense, which is based on the philosophy of science of the 19th century, you regard yourself as an accident, a biological accident, in a stupid universe, which is mechanical, but has no feelings. A vast, pointless gyration of radioactive rocks and gas in which you happen to occur. Of course, if you don't have that point of view and you are more traditional, you look upon yourself as a child of God. And therefore, under authority. In other words, there's a big boss on top of all this. And you better watch your P's and Q's, because that Almighty is looking after you. With the attitude of this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And when you look at the world in that image, or in the other image that it's a stupid mechanism, either point of view you take, you don't really belong. You're not really part of all this. Or to put it in the strongest possible way, it is quite alien to our thought that the external world, which is defined as something that happens to you, and your body itself as something that you got caught up with, it is quite alien to consider all that as you yourself. Because you see, we have such a myopic view of what oneself is.
Everything I know and everything I love will be everything. Okay. We have to try to find that gate. The issue is the world is pretty fucking big. And hmm.
Now, we come here to an extremely important principle, which is the different points of view you get when you change your level of magnification. That is to say, you can look at something with a microscope and see it a certain way. You can look at it with the naked eye and see it in a certain way. You look at it with a telescope and you see it in another way. Now, which level of magnification is the correct one? Well, obviously, they're all correct. They're just different points of view. When we examine our bloodstreams under a microscope, we see there's one hell of a fight going on. All sorts of microorganisms are chewing each other up. And if we got overly fascinated with our view of our own bloodstreams in the microscope, we should start taking sides, which would be fatal, because the health of our organism depends on the continuance of this battle. What is, in other words, conflict at one level of magnification is harmony at a higher level. Now, could it possibly be, therefore, that we, with all our problems, conflicts, neuroses, sicknesses, political outrages, wars, tortures, and everything that goes on in human life, are a state of conflict, which can be seen in a larger perspective as a situation of harmony?
Hmm. We would join the world to create the largest herd. Hmm. You know what, we're gonna just... We're just gonna do this. We're gonna kind of let it do its own thing and see what happens. We don't really have control over it anymore. I just kind of want to see what it does. Hmm. Hmm. We're gonna try to go just up another layer.
And you can say, aha, at last I see, I got the point. I've seen how all this makes sense. But what this insight depended upon was your overcoming the illusion that space separates things. That is to say, the space, the interval between your body and mine. The interval created by birth at one end and death at the other. And then after somebody's death, then somebody else's birth. These are events with intervals between them. And normally we regard these intervals in time and these intervals in space as having no importance, no function. We tend to see the universe itself as really consisting in all the stars and galaxies. That's what it is. That's what we notice. But the space in which all this happens is sort of written off as something that isn't really there. But what one has to realize is that the space is an essential function of the things in the space. After all, you can't have separate stars unless there is a space around. Eliminate the space and you will see you couldn't have this phenomenon at all. And vice versa. You couldn't have the space. They wouldn't be there in any sense whatsoever if there weren't the bodies in it. So the bodies in the space and the space are two aspects of a single continuum. They're related together in exactly the same way as a back and a front. And you just don't get one without the other.
What are we now? I guess we are everything. Oh, nice. We're on a frozen world again.
So the moment you see that intervals, that space is connective, you can understand at once how you are not just to be exclusively defined as a flash of consciousness that occurs between two eternal darknesses. But you consider that in the darkness that comes before your birth, there was no you, and in the eternal darkness that follows your death, there is likewise no you. And I'm going to discuss these matters not by appealing to any special spooky knowledge, as if I had been traveling on the higher planes and knew all my previous incarnations and therefore could tell you authoritatively that you are much more than this individuality. I'm going to do it on a basis of complete common sense, that everybody has access to the facts.
Hmm. It feels like we just kind of gotta get lucky. And like hit something that... Oh. Hmm. You know what? We've been going for 3 hours, and I really don't have anything to say about this game. It's a very interesting game. It's just not something I can really make commentary on. So yeah, thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with some stuff with Go.Jebonot. And yeah, see you all next time.